For more on all of this, we want to welcome Congressman Jeff Van Drew, Republican from New Jersey. Congressman, thanks so much for taking time to be with us today.
It's my pleasure to be with you, as always.
Well, we want to get your reaction to the ruling and some of this violence that we've seen on the pro-choice side.
Well, a couple things. Let's break down the abortion issue real quickly and understand how important this ruling really is. There's multiple facets to this. There is the spiritual and scientific side of it. And by that, I mean, we know so much more now. Science has evolved. We should follow the science, and we realize that those little babies inside the mother's womb are alive. They're just not amorphous blobs. They have little feet and fingers and hands and toes and hearts that beat. And we've learned that we can keep even those that are born premature alive so much earlier and longer, and literally are able to go on and have a full life, which shows that that is real life, number one. Follow the science, follow what's in your heart and in your spirit. Secondly, let's talk about the constitutional issue. That's what this decision was based upon. There is nowhere in the Constitution of the United States that guarantees a person the right to kill their baby, to have an abortion. There just isn't. There never was. There isn't. And I don't know why we ever thought that there was, but it was a mistake. This is a state-by-state decision. These decisions will be made in state houses, made by state legislatures, made by governors, and made by the people who vote in those states. And that's the way that it should be. And then finally, the violence is abhorrent. I want to hear everybody cry out and say how wrong violence is against, whether it is family centers or whether it is state houses or wherever it is. We should be using our brains, our hearts, and science and our faith to figure this out.
Congressman, Joe Biden did condemn the violence yesterday. It took him almost 2 months, 55 days since that leaked draft opinion, and he finally came out and condemned some of the violence yesterday. That was a good sign, but many are saying far too late. He did address the nation yesterday. It is very clear that Democrats are going to try and use this for the midterm elections, because really, that's all they've got. Take a listen.
This fall, Roe is on the ballot. Personal freedoms are on the ballot. The right to privacy, liberty, equality, they're all on the ballot. Until then, I will do all of my power to protect a woman's right in states where they will face the consequences of today's decision.
Congressman, your reaction?
You know, my reaction is two things. One, it is a state-by-state issue, and that's the way it should be done. It is not, Roe is not constitutional. It never was. The right decision is made, and we have to realize that and move on. Secondly, I would ask Joe Biden to think about issues that we all should be thinking about, because not only has there been the abortion issue, now over the past number of years, we're moving the abortion issue even further so that abortions would be legal and allowable, like the state of New Jersey, at 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. There are even those who believe in live birth abortions, which I consider an infanticide. I mean, this is about the spirit and the faith and the families of this nation as well. We have to really think about that. And that's why I said there's really two major parts to that. I'm very disappointed in him, and I'm disappointed in what he said. And it isn't what's on the ballot. That'll be on the ballot in those states where they make decisions, and people who live in those states will work with their legislators to decide what they want to do. What's going to be on the ballot are gas prices, the supply chain, the fact that we are bleeding at our borders, the fact that we've diminished our police, the fact that we're wokeifying and hurting our military, the fact that we have costs at every level, inflation at every level going up. What's going to be on the ballot are there going to be Congress people that support this president, and they're going to have a choice. Do they want to continue on in what he's done? And I don't think that they will, but we'll find out. But that's what's on the ballot. Joe Biden is on the ballot.
Well,
not Roe versus Wade.
Congressman, Joe Biden, he said he's going to protect Roe in red states. What do you think he was referring to when he said that?
Well, he often says things and he doesn't really know what he's referring to when he said that. I assume he's referring to using some sort of executive order or trying to push through some legislation or codifying something to try to prevent them from doing what they want. But there is something called states' rights. And if our courts do what they're supposed to do, I don't think he's going to be real successful. But he'll certainly try, because another thing that we don't believe in anymore since this president and this majority has been in charge is the rule of law, the truth of law. We no longer stick by that.
Okay.
And that's really unfortunate.
All right, New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew, great to see you. Thanks so much for being with us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Always good to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman.